Well, good morning, and I'd like to thank everyone for being with us here this morning to recognize World Alzheimer's Awareness Month. This is a disease that affects individuals, their families, their caregivers, their loved ones, their community. And it's a disease that it's an insidious disease, not only for the person who is experiencing this, but it's also those caregivers. It's a daunting task. And they themselves oftentimes end up with emotional, physical, financial issues because what it does is they witness the loss of a loved one who slowly slips away, yet they're still physically present. That's difficult to experience as a human being, especially seeing a mother, father, loved one going through this. But it's also just the physical demands and the emotional problem that you might see a person, how they were, you know what they were like, and now they're different, and this is happening in front of you. But yet that person never, ever goes away. And it's why it's important that not only do we support and recognize this and support it at the legislature, but to make sure that the training and information and awareness of what Alzheimer's means, so that those of us who have to deal with individuals with Alzheimer's know that that person is still present, no matter what they're experiencing. Even though they might not be able to communicate out, that person is still there, and we need to be present. So our focus is to raise the awareness, to let people know that it's about 80,000 people in Connecticut now experiencing Alzheimer's. That's expected to grow to over 90,000 individuals. And we know that Alzheimer's is not a short-term proposition. It goes anywhere from 3 to 11 or 12 years and can often go as much as 20. So this is not a short-term proposition, but one that needs to be known and one that needs to be addressed. So I'd just like to thank everybody who's here. I'd like to thank Gladys for welcoming us here to your wonderful facility. We also have Marie Allen from the Southwestern Agency on Aging, Senator Tony Huang, my colleague in the State Senate. We have Christine Koval from the Alzheimer's yeah, I'm forgetting, the Connecticut Alzheimer's Association. Mayor Laura Hoydick. We have Mary Pat DiCarlo and Allison Scudder from the Kennedy Center, as well as Alan and David, who are both participate in day programs and group homes with the Kennedy Center. And I forgot Paul Bakayaki. Oh, close enough. Good enough for an Irishman, right? Okay. So I'd first like to have Marie Allen say a few words.
Thank you. I want to thank Senators Kelly and Huang for bringing us all together today to talk about Alzheimer's and raise awareness. My job at the Southwestern Connecticut Agency on Aging includes making sure people have resources. We use things like this wonderful adult day center and funding through the state Alzheimer's program to fund scholarships so that families can get the rest they need and the individual with Alzheimer's gets incredible support. It's so important for the community to know that there are places they can go for caregivers to get the support they need. On a personal level, I watched my grandfather for 6 years. We called it the long farewell. He had Alzheimer's, and we watched a little bit more of him go away each year. So for our family, it is so important to make sure that the Agency on Aging is working in collaboration with the Alzheimer's Association and making sure that families have the resources they need to keep their loved ones home and keep them close to their heart and allow them to progress through the end of their life. So thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you very much, Marie. Next, I'd like to invite Gladys Soto from Sunset Shores Adult Daycare Center to say a few words.
Thank you this morning, and I welcome you. It's a pleasure. Thank you, Senator Kelly, excuse me, and the representative as well. It's a pleasure for us to welcome you here today, and I just wanted to say that I am the administrator here. We have been a well-kept secret here in Stratford for a long time. We've been operating out of this location for over 25 years, and our support here is to highlight the adult daycare programs in the state of Connecticut, in this community, and what a resource they are for families. I have to thank our staff, our wonderful staff. They're remarkable, who've put this together. This happens to be Adult Daycare Week, and so we have a huge celebration. But we want to recognize the families and the relentless caregiving struggle that they go through at the different stages. We are finding here that even more folks are coming that are younger with these kinds of situations. Adult daycares have evolved into a very comprehensive and most cost-effective care option in a safe community, providing individualized medical monitoring, personal care, meals, meaningful social activity, giving folks a sense of purpose and the ability to thrive. So we are here really highlighting and focusing and shedding that, showing that lamp on the services that we provide here for our families. We thank you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Gladys. And the adult daycare and also SWACA, they are critical pieces to enable seniors to age in place. They bring valuable resources. You mentioned socialization. This is critical. If we want to have a robust aging in place network, we need SWACA and adult day centers so that we can do that. Now I'm going to invite Christy Koval to come on up and say a few words.
Good morning. Thank you, Senator Kelly, Senator Wong, and thank you for hosting us today. I'm Christy Koval. I'm the Director of Public Policy for the Alzheimer's Association Connecticut chapter, and we are the largest voluntary health organization that supports people with Alzheimer's disease and their caregivers, and we do this in a number of ways. We do this through our educational programs. We have a 24-hour helpline. We provide support groups throughout the state, also groups for people in the early stages of the disease, and we provide care consultation. We work with health systems, and we also are the largest private nonprofit funder of Alzheimer's disease research, which is really important as we're looking forward to treatments and one day a cure for this devastating disease. I do want to thank my colleagues at the legislature. In my role as public policy director, we really look at supporting those family caregivers, and we really celebrated an increase in funding for the Connecticut Alzheimer's Respite Program through the ARPA funding. And we also recognize that through the Connecticut Home Care Program, costs were lowered last year for those family caregivers. In my role, I work with advocates throughout the state to really look at ways that we can improve access to care and access to those supportive services, and I'm really grateful to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you for your advocacy at the Capitol. I mean, it really brings this issue home, and while we're doing some, we can certainly do more. Next, I'd like to bring up from the Kennedy Center, Mary Pat DiCarlo and Allison Scudder.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us. The Kennedy Center has been part of Stratford as well as other area towns for over 70 years now. And during that time, Kennedy Center started working with children, and we've continued, and we're working with adults, and we're working with seniors. Presently, right now, in our 15 group homes, more than 60% of those in the group homes are senior citizens. And several of them, probably about a dozen, have Alzheimer's. So we pride ourselves on doing special training and working with those with Alzheimer's that also have a developmental disability. So there's that dual challenge. As many of you know, folks with Down syndrome are known to develop Alzheimer's at an early age. But many of those people have gone on to have pretty good lives and lived longer, even though they're battling the Alzheimer's as well. So we do have that in our group homes, and we also have it in our day programs where we do some special programming, which Allison can talk about.
Hi, sorry, my bad. Hi, everyone. I'm Allison Scudder. I'm one of the directors at the Kennedy Center. To piggyback off of Mary Pat, at the Kennedy Center, we have multiple day programs, and we have one specific program just for Alzheimer's and dementia individuals. You know, this is a place where they can come, they feel safe, it's a relaxing environment, and it's more calming techniques. I have a couple of individuals here with me right now who has Alzheimer's or dementia, and we at the Kennedy Center, we do everything that we can in order to better their quality of life.
Thank you.
And with Allison and Mary Pat today, we also have David, who participates in a day program from Trumbull. I would imagine that David is going to be looking forward to watching a lot of baseball this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. And we also have Alan, who is a resident in a group home here in the town of Stratford. So thanks for being here this morning. Next, we have our mayor, Laura Hoydick, to say a few words.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. You know, we're blessed in so many different ways because we have such a network of people who are caring for others. Whether you're the first line and you are giving direct service, whether you are in an agency or an advocacy group, setting up funding and programs and education, or whether you are in the legislature like our two senators who have done an outstanding job advocating for families, for seniors, and for health, and making things affordable. It's hard when you are on a fixed income and you're caring for a loved one to make things affordable and make ends meet. And these two gentlemen are among the few that really have this as the forefront of the efforts that we need to move forward. We have an influx of funding. It's great to see. The Alzheimer's Association got some ARPA money. It's beneficial for all of us. But the bottom line is, if you can't make your household whole, if you can't give proper care to your loved ones, whether it's aging in place, which personally we were fortunate to have our grandparents and our parents age in place before they passed. And my mom just passed in April, so it's very personal to me. But without these two gentlemen who have been fighting this fight for over a decade in Hartford, we wouldn't have the benefits that we have right now. So thank you for being in Stratford Sunset Shores. You've given us a great service. We used to provide that by the town, but
Right.
you do it far better. Thank you so much, Marie. You have been such a godsend. Thank you for with the SWACA program. And like I said, we couldn't do this without everybody in this network, and we're very thankful here. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Mayor. And also, Mayor, thank you for all your administration does with the Baldwin Center, which is one of the best in the region. It's a fabulous resource. It is intergenerational. You use it for more than just seniors, but it's a wonderful resource for our community, and thank you for what you do to make that the reality that it is. With that, I would like to now invite my colleague, Senator Tony Wong, to speak.
Thank you, Senator Kelly. Thank you for organizing this. We are here to recognize and support the 6.2 million Americans who struggle with Alzheimer's. We also want to account for the countless family members and loved ones who struggle with the illness of their loved ones as well. It is important to note the great services that are being done by Marie Allen at SWACA, as well as Christy with the Alzheimer Association and the Kennedy Center with their group home and the great mission that you've encompassed. from Evelyn Kennedy. We also need to recognize that living at home and getting the care and aging in place is a critical element to good public policy. And it is a humane aspect of providing the best care for our seniors. We also need to recognize the incredible challenges on loved ones and looking at respite care for those caregivers that struggle with such challenging tasks. And I think it's really important for us as policymakers to recognize that this is an illness that impacts the most critical element of our human connectivity. I think we have cardiac conditions, we have multiple other illnesses. This is unique because with Alzheimer's, you forget memories. You forget the moments that are special, that define our relationships. But at the same time, you see the same loved ones who are not there. And I think that is a struggle that is very hard to quantify. So again, thank you for all the participants who are here. I'm honored to be here working with Senator Kelly, who has taught me so much about elder care and advocacy and the respect for generational care. But most important of all, it's a moment for me to acknowledge and thank all the caregivers out there that are providing the love and the support and all the little things that make us a broad community. So the thing I'll leave you on, appropriate for Alzheimer's, is that we can never forget that we have a responsibility to care for those around us that need us the most. Thank you, Senator Kelly.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Thank you for your apt remarks. And thank everybody for being here and for what you do on a daily basis in your career. And so let's continue to raise the level of awareness, the level of advocacy, and to make sure that this disease is not only dealt with, but that we care for the people who are afflicted with it. So thank you very much.